spoilers for the movie Kingsman, The Secret Service. So if you haven't seen it and don't want to get spoiled, please skip ahead. You have been warned. In an interview with IGN, comic book writer Mark Millar talked about the sequel to the Matthew Vaughn directed movie that was based on Millar's comic book series, The Secret Service. When asked about the possibility of Colin Firth returning for the next movie, Millar said this: "That's the conversation everyone's having right now, because part of what made that movie work is Colin. Colin's fantastic. It was a two-hander, that film. You also want to have the integrity of the story, so if you are bringing him back, it has to make sense. That's where it's at the moment. Beats of the story have been done. Screenplay co-writers Matthew Vaughn and Jane Goldman are working on it at the moment. Some things have to be worked out, some decisions have still to be made, and everything, so it's all fairly amorphous, but all going well." Dennis, what do you think about the idea of bringing back Colin Firth for Kingsman the sequel?
Well, I'm conflicted. I liked the Kingsmen a lot, and I liked Colin Firth and his character. Who did he play? He played Galahad. I liked him as well. But in the movie, he gets shot in the head right after that awesome kick-ass church scene.
Freebird.
Yeah. And then he goes away, and like I thought, oh man, if they do a sequel, I don't know how they're going to do it without him. So it seems like they're interested in bringing him back. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to pull. You guys ever see John Woo's Better Tomorrow? Mm-hmm. And the main character, Chow Yun-fat's character, dies. In the second one, they just bring back his twin. Right. So unless they're going to do something like that, I don't know how they're going to explain it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I think we saw his head explode. Yeah. Basically, the back of everything that was inside his skull blew out towards the viewer when Sam Jackson shot him. Spoilers. And he's dead. So the only way they could bring him back is have flashback scenes. If they have young Lancelot, maybe thinking about some of the wisdom that was imparted to me by, Galahad, and then cutting back to some of the training sequences that they didn't show us, or certain moments that they didn't show us. They could always do that. I think it would be cheap though if they brought him back and he never died. I would be bummed out about that, because Kingsman was a really fun and great film. I don't think they need to bring him back in that way.
There was a lot of cutting-edge technology lurking around that suit store. So, yeah, maybe it's a twin, maybe it's a clone, maybe it's something else. But I really want to know Matthew Vaughn and Jane Goldman's thoughts about this. Like, if they were trying to come up with the beats for a sequel for Kingsman, and then somebody comes and says, oh, by the way, you got to jam Colin Firth in here somewhere, or if it came up organically, or if it's an idea they had all along. Like, that would really tell me whether they want to move forward with having him in the movie at all. Flashbacks make total sense, so I would probably bet you might see Colin Firth in a Kingsman sequel in some capacity, even if it's just looking back, or you see like a a picture of him, or like a video that he taped before he died or something like that. But I don't know that you're going to see him magically reappear as a twin or a clone or anything else.
Well, I'm conflicted, because it would be great to have him back in those flashbacks, but I like the story and relationship between him and Eggsy, and so if he's not in it and only in flashbacks, I don't know if that character can carry that movie, at least for me.
You might have to add somebody else to the mix. I mean, definitely you need to add another agent, and you're going to have another villain and all that stuff. So if you can find somebody to take the mantle of Colin Firth, I don't think he's irreplaceable as something in a sequel, putting somebody else in that role. But yeah, Colin Firth was tremendous in the first one, so I'd like to see how they can get him back and make me buy it.
But remember, the Kingsmen, most of those guys died. Like Michael Caine died. I mean, there was like, it was just like, S.H.I.E.L.D., and they were like, well, we're secretly Hydra. There were like some bad dudes running the organization. Yeah. So Eggsy and all the younger new spies that's what my guess is. The Kingsman is like the new generation, the new knights of the
It's a very ripe universe for storytelling, though. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things you can do with that galaxy.
Yeah. Mark Strong's character survived, right? He was Merlin, so maybe he'll take on that kind of father figure role for Eggsy. I mean,
there's tons of characters in there that are still around, and if they do use Colin Firth, I really do hope that it's only in a flashback, like Ben Kenobi way. Well, maybe I didn't explain it to you the right way. This is what I really meant. Like,
let's Force Ghost him.
Yeah, Force Ghost him. That would be hologram him. Here's the hologram version. Click. Beep. Yeah, that could be from the files of Sir Galahad. Some pre-recordings. There you go. Bam. I've made these pre-recordings.
Send your checks to John Schnepp.
That's right. Please forward them to me and Phasma.